Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Friday, November the 9th. Welcome to our video commentary. Well, one of the consequences of the election on Tuesday is that we're going to have a Democrat majority in the House. How many? They're still counting, but it'll be somewhere between 15 and 20 from what I understand. And then, of course, that new Congress comes into effect the first week of January. That, of course, raises a lot of questions. Number one, Nancy Pelosi. Is Nancy Pelosi going to be the new speaker? Many Democrats ran on the idea that they would not vote for Nancy Pelosi. And of course, how many they have in that list, I don't know. But she doesn't have a lot of room to maneuver, because if you have a majority of about 20 and more than 20 don't want you, you might find yourself in a tough situation seeking the post of speaker. If she doesn't get it, who gets it? Well, that's another controversy, because the reality is that there's a lot of different divisions within the Democrat Party, something that I believe we're going to see unveil now that they have the majority. Now, once the Democrat Party starts working, one of the first problems they're going to have is making a transition from being the resistance to governing. I have a post about this coming out Saturday morning. That's a difficult transition, because being a part of the resistance allows you to do a lot of things, allows you to say a lot of things. But once you have to produce a budget, once you have to work within the guidelines of governing, it becomes a lot more complicated. The Democrats, I think, were very successful in winning many of these districts because they were able to exploit the topic of healthcare. They were able to really beat up, I believe, incorrectly, but nevertheless they did and got away with it, the Republicans on the issue of pre-existing conditions. I think that was an opportunity that they exploited effectively. But it's also something now they're going to have to deal with, because the people who voted for them expect results in many of these areas, and they're going to have a very difficult time, I believe, uniting as a party. They're a lot more divided than people realize. Another issue, for example, will be DACA. Are they going to spend time on DACA, or are they going to work on something else? So there's a lot of challenges for this new Congress coming up, and I think President Trump is going to exploit these divisions very effectively, because he's going to be able to take a few Democrats here and there, and I think he's going to break up or promote the disunity in the Democrat Party. And I don't think it's going to work out very well. This is why as I write in my new post coming out Saturday morning, one of the things that I believe is very likely, that many of these districts that went from Republican to Democrat, I think many of them are going to go back to Republican. There are not that many of them. The Republicans don't have to win that many to get the majority back. I think 25 will do it. And if in 2010 or 2020 you have President Trump at the top of the ticket, and you have some Democrats seeking re-elections without a great deal of accomplishments, I think that's is very doable. It's very doable that in 2020, President Trump and the Republicans get the House back. So it's going to be interesting, but I think the most interesting thing of watching these Democrats is going to be how they go from resistance to governing. And that's going to be a difficult challenge for them. I really believe that it's going to be really hard to take all these different factions in the party and bring them together on issues like healthcare, on infrastructure, and a lot of the other issues. The budget is going to be a nightmare. I think that comes pretty early in the process, and that's going to be a nightmare for the speaker, whoever he or she is, and the new Democrat Party. Well, thank you for watching. We have all of these on Twitter, on blog, and on YouTube. And if today, November the 9th, is your birthday, happy birthday. Bye-bye, everybody.